In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Right? And I think that that's how we need to start today's readings, because last week we heard a gospel in which Jesus was telling Peter, Peter, awesome job. You answered correctly. You are the human stone. You guys are the human stone. Awesome job. Continue doing what you're doing. And today we're hearing the gospel, the same Peter hearing from Jesus, get behind me, Satan. It is important that our humanity, and sometimes we could be very hard on ourselves because we believe that being a Christian is being a person that is on his or her game 24/7. And that's not the truth. We have two readings to prove it. Last week, you are the rock, good job. Today, get behind me, Satan. You're thinking like a human being. In other words, you are just fixated in right now that, okay, last week I told you, great job, dude. And now you're going to tell me, because the word said he rebuked Jesus. Don't say that. Okay? In the South will be what? Bless your heart, son. Come over here. Bless your heart, son. Come over here. Let me tell you how things are supposed to be. So, our humanity has to be taken into consideration in all that we do. And of course, there are days and you're going to receive that. Great job. And there are others that you sometimes could be the stepping stone. And that's important to recognize. Because when we recognize then we can do the process of thinking, evaluating. And that's why we have in our church something that is called discernment. Discernment that we're supposed to do, we are actually, helping to pave the road, or we are just that rock in the middle to be stumbling for somebody. And that's important to evaluate in our life. We know how to do that. I'm glad you asked that question. Second reading today. And that's the backbone of our sermon today. The second reading that you have in front of you, we are supposed to be. And I love how the readings semicolon. Let love be genuine. And genuine love is something that pretty much, this is what Jesus is asking of Peter in the gospel. Genuine love. Because what to do. Right? Right, Jason? You have never feel, Michelle managing your... That's another conversation. Not everybody wants. The thing is, hate what is. You can fill the blank. What is evil that you have experienced? That we have seen going around. Hate what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. That sentence alone is painting the portrait of what and how a Christian life should be. And I don't know you, but I have a very hard time following that sentence. Very hard time. Because our natural response is what Peter is doing in the gospel today, right? Oh, son, that's not going to happen. If you are doing something to me, I'm going to get my revenge. The nature of the Christian is love genuine love. Let love be genuine, bring honor. Wow. We have many examples of stuff that does not look like that. Right? We have many. You have experiences, and on some occasions we have done it. That we are not being what is evil, in itself is one of the most difficult things that a Christian is asked to do. Because it is easy when I'm just an spectator of situations, but when I am the one receiving an offense, to hold what is good is difficult. That's when other sermon is about turning the cheek to the other side. Do not lag in zeal. And that is that we have lost our zeal. We go for the big lights, the nice big screens. I felt good because the lights looked like a discotheque. And they have food. But we lost the zeal of Christianity. That is not just coming over here to enjoy, a piece of bread afterwards, but it's the zeal of being Christian from getting into the car all the way to your house, all the way to the next week until we meet again. That zeal of being Christian. Because that zeal moves you to what? To love genuine. To hate what is evil. To do good no matter what. And that's difficult. But that zeal, that spirit be, that image of your spirit, radiant and fire. That's the image. And then sometimes we walk like an unlit candle in the world. When it says your face should be, that flame should be always given light. It's difficult? Of course. It's easy done? No. But Paul is saying this to the Romans. I'm saying this to us today. That's why the Word of God is alive more than ever today. Because we are experiencing things that exactly like that happens in the time of when Paul wrote these letters. But I love the next part. Rejoice in hope. Rejoice. Rejoice in hope doesn't say rejoice in your victory. It doesn't say rejoice in your good deed. It said rejoice in the hope. And what is the hope that? That's why we're rejoicing, because there is hope in the world. We have seen it. You probably have multiple examples of what happened throughout your day. Perfect strangers that meet you. People that send you a message out of the blue that they have no idea what you're going through, and suddenly you hear that message and say, oh, I'm praying for you. I don't know. Somebody that comes into the traffic light and smile. That you look to the side, when you look, the person is. How many of us needed that smile? Because you were having an awful morning. For me, sometimes when I'm in the school and I'm just sitting outside, just waiting for the students to arrive, and they come with their hair like this because they don't call their hair right. Some of them with the drool over here, but they come and, good morning! That makes my day. Or the uniform twisted like that because they were running. Or your shoes untied, running to you and give you a hug out of the blue. Hope in this generation. I do. Because the hope is that when we love, transmits, people get curious about what's going on with it. That's why you're here. We don't have the biggest choir in the world. We don't have the big screens. Love when you come to this building. That's what the reading is talking about. It is not about anything else. And then the next part goes, extend hospitality. It's a new sign. They change it. They usually have, another one. But today said, come inside, the coffee's ready. I go like, that's the best theology I have heard. It to what? I don't care your journey right now. All that we care is that there is something happening here that you should be part, that you belong to. That's why I always use that phrase. You belong to this place. Because that's what the reading is taking you, contribute to receiving it as one of your own. It says hospitality. It's making us think. If you please take this reading with you, and if you want, you can just put this in a refrigerator and read it throughout the week, because this is what Paul is saying that we all supposed to be. I know that I'm missing a few already here. So I know that probably most of us are missing few of them. We are in some areas better than others. But as we continue, look at it and go, let me highlight one of these words. Hate what is evil today. Oh, let me, be hospitable today. Oh, we can challenge ourselves one thing at a time. I remember when I was in Pittsburgh, that I worked in the Allegheny County Jail, and one day I met this guy that was there he was already like 30 years inside, but he was the most, every single service in that chapel, doesn't matter who it was. Of course, getting out of his area, right? One thing. But two, he participated in all of them, but he was always joyful in all of them. And one day we were just preparing, I was in Catholic seminary, we were preparing for church, so we were moving, the altar to the front so we can prepare it. And he came the first one and sat down. And I said, I need to ask you a question. Why you are so joyful all the time? I'm curious, because I know that I'm a person that can come up with a need to smile because the day has not gone as well as I wanted to. And he just looked at me and he says, this joy is what's keeping me alive. And I find joy in every person that I meet, in every minister that comes through this door to do a religious service. If we don't have joy, we cannot joy. And in every single service that I serve in there, he was in the first pew, sitting down with a big smile and a joke every day. The life of the Christian should be like that. It doesn't matter what we are. The circumstance, exit possible. God is there. God is walking with us. We are not alone. A joy. By living and making sure that we are there for each other when we need it. Sounds like a plan?